Hi everyone, it's Margaret Manning here. Welcome to 60 and Me. Thank you so much for being here today. Hope that you're doing well, having a great day wherever you are in this beautiful world. It's really my honor, my privilege to be able to be with you and to share, little thoughts about our lives in our 60s and beyond, and kind of what we can do to give ourselves strength and confidence and sort of a passion for life that we really deserve and that we've been working for all our lives. So thank you for being here. Please tell a friend about 60 and Me. We've got so many great places they can engage with us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We are very, very active. We reach about 500,000 women now every month on our website, and I think over 100,000 now on Facebook. And we have some great conversations. A few days ago, we did a post where I just asked where everybody was from, and I think it went on for 400 comments, and people told about their lives and what they were doing, and it just makes me feel like this is a vibrant community that's talking about really important things. We cover, fashion, beauty, caregiving, travel, education, or, you name it. But we, sometimes very light-hearted things, but we also talk about the things that matter. And I think just being lighthearted is okay too. I think that having fun things that we're doing together is good. So my tea this morning. Where is my tea? My tea is here. I have got my very simple English breakfast tea this morning. I just felt like having a simple, bringing back my British roots, I guess, and had a nice cup of tea. But English breakfast is sometimes my choice, and that's what I got today. So hope you've got a tea or coffee. Settle down and relax. And I wanted to talk to you about something today that we often get comments on this definition of aging and how we want to age and the kind of words that we want to use to describe ourselves. And one of our bloggers, Robin Griffith, wrote an article about ways to live a life of elegance and grace after 60. And I can see some of you going, I don't know whether I want to live with elegance and grace. But I think when you read what she has to say and how she describes those words, you might get a different view. Because, we, during our lives, we sort of shape our personalities and the way that we live around the situations we've chose to be in. The jobs that we choose, the family relationships we select, and the places that we live. All these things kind of shape us. But I think as we get a little older, we start to think, maybe I can be a little more authentic. Authenticity is a big word for me lately. And, how do you just do it naturally without trying to please anyone, without trying to be, not true to yourself? How do you just live your life happily? And what are the words that help you shape it? So one thing she says is to think about the meaning of the word gracefully. So it's actually, what does it mean? And does it mean to be a better person? Does it mean to have kind of a sense of ease about you, to be comfortable in your own skin? Does it mean to have consideration for others, to have grace and beauty, to just have that sense of balance in your life? And I think if you look at it that way, then I think we do want to be graceful and to be elegant. We want to, well, at least for many people, I should not make assumptions, but for me, I'll just talk about me. I think that those words are very powerful. And I think that for Robin also, they represent a way of life that she aspires to in her 60s. So show someone who can show calm and reasoning in times of stress. Someone that's had enough experience in life that they just know to handle stuff. They've got this elegant grace about their approach to life. I think that's really, really important. So I'm looking at my notes here for other words that she uses. Dignity and honor are also words, and I think those are super powerful words. But for me, grace and authenticity are guiding lights for me. One thing that she talks about is simple survival, or is there a need for inner peace? I mean, as we get older, do we really just want to be, living in a peaceful, calm situation? And maybe that's more of a stereotype of, sort of sailing off into the sunset gracefully, or do we feel that we need this inner peace that we want to develop? The one thing I think that she mentions is being a warrior or a worrier. Are you a worrier? Do you worry about things all the time? Or are you a warrior? You're going to get out there and face the world, and you're going to try, to not approach it with dread and fear, but with optimism. And I guess it gets back to graceful, with that sense that you can handle it. And you can keep your stress under control, anxiety and fear, and that you can somehow, focus on what's important, what's precious, and what's doable, like in your life. Where have you brought yourself with your choices, and now how do you live with that? How do you get on with it? And I think that that kind of achievement of acceptance and peace, knowing that you're good enough, knowing that you are able to manage life in your 60s and beyond, and not be fearful is important. I think also she talks about grace in terms of looking at life changes as not being so serious and heavy. That's something that you ride over, that you incorporate into your life, that you have a quality about you that sort of irons things out, that puts them in perspective. So you're not overreacting all the time to situations that you don't agree with or that don't feel good to you. Yes, you take them seriously. Yes, you care about your passions, your the missions that you have in life, whether it is climate or animals or politics or whatever it may be that you care about, that you somehow, in the midst of all the differing opinions and the conflicts and the conversation that can turn angry, that you somehow remain calm, and patient as things unfold. One thing that Robin recommends, and I'm a big fan of this too, is to find a center in yourself. Find a place that you go where you can pull yourself together and find that point, that center point that is going to make the situations that you're facing more manageable. If you feel all fragmented and overwhelmed, then try to know what you can do. Is it going into nature, having a walk? Is it knitting, reading a book? Is it just sitting and meditating? What is it that you do that really makes you feel centered and calm? And then you can somehow make decisions from that point. You can be the warrior rather than the worrier. You can actually go out there into the world with, I'll say the word, with grace and elegance. You can change habits too. Very interesting Tibetan teacher, Pema Chodron, who talks about this. I've actually read quite a few of her books, and I really I love her approach to habitual behavior, because it's part of our definition of ourselves as we get older, to know how to go back into the situations that repeat themselves with people or scenarios, and don't do that normal thing that you do. Don't talk out or don't say those words that always ignite a situation that you don't like. So I think that's a part of gracefulness, is being able to balance your habitual behavior so that you don't always overreact, that you understand maybe some things don't change or people don't change. Saying certain words or saying certain things is always going to result in a negative outcome. Knowing how to stop that, how to be calm and composed. So how do you do that? Well, finding a place to meditate, finding a quiet place to sit down and find yourself. That's really, really important. Breathe. Just breathe and know that everything's going to be okay. That quiet space, either physically quiet or emotionally quiet, is going to give you strength to be strong and graceful. Another thing that she recommends is to detox your life on all levels. Just detox from the food that you're eating that is not good for you, the junk food, the late night snacks that aren't good for your body. Detox from activities that are going to stress you. If seeing certain people always stresses you out, or going to certain meetings or in certain situations always makes you feel stressed and anxious, maybe don't do them. Just detox from that. Reinforce the positive in your life and not the negative. I think it's particularly challenging with family, with children who, I know we have a lot of women who write about being estranged from their kids and, always wanting to see them and almost get back into the same loops. And I think that sometimes those relationships have to just take a new perspective. And I'm certainly not giving advice. I'm not the expert on this, but we do have a couple of bloggers who write about estrangement and it's very powerful. But I think, again, it's just building that gracefulness and that ease of navigating your life so that you're not holding on. And I guess that's the next thing, which is to let go. Let go of things. Let go of these things that are causing you stress, that are negative and transitory. And find out, what's driving them. Are you always finding yourself in similar relationships? What's driving that? Get to understand your motivations and your drivers. And why do they control your thoughts? Why do certain people, certain types of people, always seem to weave their way into your life? Is it something that you're putting out there that's drawing them to you? I know a lot of women think about this about men in their lives. Most importantly, though, Robin closes her article by saying something that we talk about all the time, which is just go easy on yourself. Go easy on yourself. Don't expect miracles and change of behavior overnight. Don't expect, things that annoy you or upset you to sort of just vanish. It's not going to happen. You have to work at it, but let things go. Be easy on yourself and just try to enjoy this time of your life. This is precious. This is time where it's your time. So I would like to ask you, putting aside the stereotypical use of the word graceful, what do you think? Are you living with more creativity, with more grace, with more elegance in your 60s? Or how would you describe the way that you're living in your 60s? Would love to know that. Let's have a conversation. Leave your comments in the section below and tell us, do you think you're living with more creativity, more elegance, grace, or some other word? Let's have a chat and have a conversation, support each other. And I'll join when I can. And I really thank you again for being here. Tell your friends about 60 and Me. And I'll see you all back here again very, very soon. Take good care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.